Welcome back to Bona's Gym. This is the end of the second 10 weeks, and this is the pictures and measurements I took before I started this program in August 2023. At the end of this video, I will have updated pictures with new measurements. This is Strength Comparison Week. This part of my 10-week high-intensity training program is very important. It will show how much strength we gained when we compare week 1. Granted, sometimes there is no strength gain, but there is no decline in strength either. Then, when we look back to round 1, week 1, the change in strength is huge. My program is specifically designed this way. As a natural lifter, we need to maintain muscle while building muscle. It is a bit of a trade-off. That is why my program is 4 10-week segments with a week off after each 10 weeks. The week off ensures full recovery. Along with the tape measure, a digital BMI scale, and skin fold caliber, we will see growth. For example, for the first 10 weeks I was on a bulk. I kept the bulk into week 3 of the second 10 weeks. I got up to 208 pounds, quite fat. While my belly grew fat, I was also getting stronger. It seemed that my belly is 90% fat stored because the skin fold remained the same everywhere else. After week 3, I went on a cut. In 2 weeks, I was at 195 for the past 5 weeks. I have remained at 195, give or take a few pounds. I still retained some of my belly fat. It is slowly going away, so I found the perfect amount of calories to build muscle and lose fat slowly. Again, we aren't trying to be shredded fitness models. That is far too dangerous. My personal goal is to get to 230 pounds naturally. I have already heard people tell me some science nonsense that my top weight is 165 according to studies. No. I've already been 185 and very lean when I was 21. I'm back to 185 lean again. Studies don't take your personal genetics into potential. For example, my legs, neck, and back are my best genetics. That is a lot of muscle weight. I fight like hell to get my arms, shoulders, and chest to match. That isn't a lot of weight. My wife also has similar genetics. We both have large bone structures, large wrists, knees, and ankles. My goal with the 43-week program is to maintain balance and symmetry. If I did the same routine week after week, our body would get used to it and stop growing. Been there, done that. Every week, change the exercises and order. Every week is a body part focus week. I utilize compound movements and isolation movements. Again, if you have a pencil neck, I would suggest you do 4-way neck for a warm-up exercise. Personally, I don't need a bigger neck. My neck is 18 inches. My wife doesn't want a bigger neck for obvious reasons. Arms, calves, and neck should be close to the same size for symmetry. I have 2 inches to go for my calves and arms to catch up to my neck. I never work my neck. I was born deformed like that. So during my week off this coming week, I'll be closely examining all 20 workout charts to date and find the weak points. I will compile a list of weaknesses and build the next routines based on those weak areas while maintaining the other muscles that are ahead. My main focus will remain chest, shoulders, calves, and arms, again for obvious reasons, and who doesn't want that? I'm super proud of my wife. She's battled through her injuries, namely her old knee injury from our motorcycle accident 6 years ago. She went from not being able to stand up normally to now being able to do squats. Though, not as deep as it should be, but at least she can do a weighted squat now. She consistently hurts her shoulders from snapping at things she's trying to pick up, and she plows through despite me trying to stop her. Sometimes I modify her workout to fix her pains. It's physical therapy more than a workout, but still a solid workout. Also during the week off, I'm going to attempt to get a 1-inch arm pump. Yes, I can afford to do this and still recover. It seems my arms can take a pounding and recover fast. We will also be taking new pictures compared to August 2023 when we started. This new program, the proof, is in the pictures. Prior to August 2023, we were doing high volume training, whatever you call it, PPL or whatever. 4 days a week. I went from 192 pounds to 180 pounds and lost size in my chest, legs, and arms. That was only 2 sets per exercise. I imagine I would have lost more if I did 5 sets. though my wife likes it because she lost a lot of weight fast. It wasn't the goal. The goal is to build muscle to be able to keep it off later and not have a lot of loose skin. Not to lose muscle, as she was also getting weaker by the workout. I will be making a video of all the pictures from November 2022 to now, along with what training we did before each picture. We keep all of our charts so we can track what works and what doesn't work. We started with a basic high-intensity training workout. That was good, but it stagnated after a few weeks. It was lacking recovery week to week. It didn't offer any muscle focus with recovery the following week. It didn't have any isolation. It was missing smaller muscle groups. You get the idea of it. Sell a program that adds weight. Wow, impressive, huh? So, we gave that up to try high volume. Hell no, we lost all the weight we gained. That's what prompted me to develop this high-intensity training program. The best of all, it has recovery, isolation, and it gives balance and symmetry while allowing all muscle groups to get stronger, and not just the major ones. I've taken all I learned in my life and crammed it into a 43-week training program, and it won't stop there. After the 43 weeks, there will be a new training program, as this program will no longer work. At this point, I am ready for phase 2, but in good faith, I'm sticking to finishing the 43 weeks to deliver the full package. In other words, I'm overtraining. Yeah, I heard the hype. Anyway, no worries, phase 2 won't be a Mike Benzer program. Been there, done that. Too little for naturals. With gear, sure it would work. Without, just gonna get fat, or consistently cutting and bulking in the same week to prevent getting fat. Not to mention, as a natural, we won't get stronger. The body wants to be smaller, more efficient. We are forcing it to be bigger and less efficient, meaning efficient in calories and intake, and calories burned. A larger muscle burns more calories resting than a smaller muscle. So skip your protein once and the body consumes its own muscle within 5 seconds, whereas it takes about 5 hours to consume its own fat. Sometimes 2 pounds in a day. Yes, I did my own experiment on myself. I couldn't even imagine what this program would do for someone on gear. Remember Dorian Yates, Borico, and Casey Viator? Just to name a few did high-intensity training. Obviously, it works. Why don't more people do it? Well, it's like this. It's uncomfortable. It has nothing to do with ego lifting. We don't do max weights. We do lightweight, slow movements, and we go until we cannot move. Perhaps too many people are actually afraid of a little pain. Why don't they try my program? Oh, that's easy. I'm not a shredded fitness model. I go against the multi-set principles. I don't preach diets, and I'm not huge. I'm only 5'8" and only 200 pounds. I'm also natural. Don't get me wrong here. When I was younger, I admired Tom Plax, Fred Zane, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Then I realized I had to take gear to get that big. Well, I realized there was another way. And I had good genetics, high-intensity training. At 19 years old, I went from 135 pounds to 185 pounds lean in a year. Yes, I stopped. My job took me away from it. 35 years later, I stood in front of a full-length mirror. I was fat. Stood on a BMI scale, 170 pounds, 135 lean body mass. Shit, I was back to my original size again. Only fat now. Enter November 2022. We begin to lift again. I used some of the principles I could remember. It wasn't working, so we tried PPL 4 days a week and I lost 12 pounds of muscle from 192 to 180. I sat down and started formulating a new high-intensity training routine. The size came quickly. Here we are. Nobody dares to do this training. Heck, he put on size fast. All one has to do is look at my first video and compare it to the current one. Though I still have belly fat, but it's all part of the process. I'm on a light cut at the moment, holding my own weight steady at 200 pounds, give or take a couple pounds, for 7 weeks now. I've added size to my chest and arms, legs, so I know it's a trade-up. Take that last rep with your big giant thumb and hit that subscribe button, and let's hit it.